Hey guys, welcome to yet another episode of the Joyriders podcast. We're so excited to have you guys join us. Remember, if you haven't subscribed, it's been over a year now. I think it's about time that you subscribe. We're so excited to be with you guys. The campus tours are finally over. It was a good time. Did you have a blast, Ben?
Yes, welcome guys to the show. The campus tour was amazing. We're hoping that now the next leg will be outside of Nairobi. Mad love to everyone who showed up for the campus tour. Those group discussions. Do we call them group discussions or what do we call them?
The interactive sessions.
Yeah, the interactive sessions were awesome. Guys were coming up with creative ideas, and I think we should do this more often. I think we need to continue doing this because I feel like there's a huge demand for this.
And thank you to everyone who showed up. JQuat, Daystar, KU, USIU, you guys really showed up and showed out. We had a fun time. Special thanks to ALX and Dairyland, who were our proud partners. They were with us throughout the tours. We had a really great time. And speaking of ALX, the deadline is fast approaching, 27th March. Please remember to sign up. We'll leave the link again in the description box. The deadline is 27th of March. So if you're looking to add on to a skill that you already have to give yourself some competitive edge in the job market, ALX are your guys. 27th March. The link will be in the description box. Ben, what are we speaking about today?
Today we have a very interesting conversation. It's a topic we're going to be discussing about power dynamics. So it's about get really tense.
Is it though?
So stay tuned and see. I don't even know how this is going to look like. Have we supported each other in areas where one party may have more expertise or knowledge without creating a sense of superiority or control?
Definitely. I think there are so many things I lean on Ben on. Like I know, especially when we're doing the tours, when we're doing the live experiences, I know Ben is stronger with crowd engagement. That's why maybe you will see even if you've come to one of our tours or our live experiences, Ben is probably the one who will do the Q&A with the audience, or he'll have the in-ear with back because he's more engaging. And instead of viewing that as like a disadvantage, I lean on that strength. And it works great for us, for our dynamic. What about you?
Yeah. Can I say the same?
I don't know.
I could say the same, definitely.
Yeah.
I think when it comes to the look and feel, even of the show, the other day you were really threatening us, me and Barak, and you said that you need to clean up. You need to ensure that Instagram.
I didn't even tell Barak. Barak doesn't know. No, yeah, I only told you.
But you told me how you want to clean, to ensure that the Instagram page looks nicely done.
Siko baya sasa iko na vitu nyingi huko. Hey.
Like you wanted it to
anything mnasikia kuweka mnarusha huko.
Cleaning video, rusha, you know. And I feel like the look and feel is more of your department. Even how we dress, you know. When we met up, I was dressing a kind of, I had a different sense of fashion that had its own audience. And you came with a different sense of fashion that also came with its own audience. And you know, it gets to a point where you decide which audience do you want to go with. Yeah. So I think you have a lot of strong points. You have a lot of strong points with the look and feel, with fashion.
Yeah.
Even with the order that comes with this team.
Yeah.
I generally feel like I bring very little to the table. Sometimes.
No, I think you bring a lot, Ben, and that's why, like, you do everything that's outward facing. Ben does a great job. I will probably post every reel promoting the episode, but Ben will do exactly what it needs to get the word out. So I think we lean on each other.
Yeah. That one does not have a problem.
Yeah. Okay. In this or previous relationship, have you had a situation where one partner may have emotional or psychological power? If so, how did you handle it?
What's that? Could I repeat that question again?
Where's your mind?
No, I don't have headphones today, so you can't blame me on headphones.
In this or previous relationship, have you had a situation where one of your partners had more emotional or psychological power?
What does that mean, emotional or psychological power, like the Superman?
No, I think they had the power to influence how you think, how you feel, right?
Like if I've ever dated a cult leader.
No.
Like, now we will only pray at 5.
Well, have you?
A cult leader?
Yeah.
Well, I hope you are not cult leaders. So they really messed me up.
I think for me, maybe I have, but I think in retrospect, I think it's because I gave them that power. Like to have power over like what I think, how I think, sometimes how I feel. And I think it's I don't think they set out to take that power. I think in my naiveness, in my wanting to please or be in this relationship, I gave too much of that power to them. Yeah.
So in this cult
And then
leader-
of course they took it and ran with it.
So in this experience of dating the cult leader, did you used to like sacrifice in the morning or at night? Like, was it like black chicken or just any form of chicken?
Can we be serious? Have you?
Yes, I've dated people who have had, I think, stronger psychology than me. And most of the times they would play victim a lot of times. So in the spirit of trying to be this good person, you just do what they want, but eventually you realize that they've been messing with your mind.
Yeah.
And now I understood why watu Nairobi were America and people are no longer care about being nice. It's because after you've been through such an experience, you become a Taliban, you become a gangster.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have been in such an experience. How can we navigate conflicts or disagreement in a way that respects each other's viewpoints and maintains sense of balance and equality in the relationship? I think this is with regards to the business.
No, I think in general, even in our relationship.
How can you navigate conflicts in a way that respects each other's point of view and maintain sense of balance and equality in the relationship?
I think what I've come to realize, personally, I don't want to say that that's always been how we fight, that there's always been like, everyone is just so zen and so calm, just wanting to attack the issue and not the person.
You are wrong.
Yeah.
You are wrong.
Yeah.
I don't think so. No, we don't fight like that.
We didn't used to fight like that. I think we've changed. Have we?
We've ever fought like in a zen way?
No, like I think now it's not like yoga, like we talk like it's yoga, but I think we are more, the way we approach arguments, there's a sense of balance. You feel there's none?
Oh, well, there is a sense of balance, definitely. I think it's a growth kind of thing, like this is not how we
Wait,
started.
you hesitated. Do you feel like
I really
it's
want
not?
to understand that question well. It means that during arguments, you guys still stay sober. Like nobody's
That
going
we're
to the
able
extreme.
to fix things. Yeah. I think that's what the question is asking.
I think we fix things, but sometimes you have to have this cool down moment where you let the other person just cool down.
Breathe.
So that they can see sense. Sometimes you can't see sense when you're emotional. What? No, I'm just speaking.
You don't want to do this episode.
No, I'm just saying facts. I'm just saying you can't see sense when you're emotional. So
yeah. I would say the same thing as truth. Yeah. From where I sit. Yeah.
From where you sit. Yeah. So whenever the emotions are too high, the point can also not.
I'm not going to do this episode with Ben. I'm not going to do this episode with Ben.
As well.
Because I know what you're doing and you need to refrain from it.
I'm being very genuine and being very honest. And Joyride podcast is about authenticity.
Do better, Ben. How can we navigate conflicts or disagreements? And you're banking on me not saying what's happening. You're banking.
I'm genuinely
You're banking on me not
and
saying.
you say that you're also saying the same thing from where you sit.
From where I sit.
But
and
I'm
you're
telling
banking.
you, and I'm agreeing to what you're saying. And if that's what you're saying from where you sit, that's fine. But from where I sit, I've come to learn that emotion and logic don't go together.
We're gonna go
you
talk.
You have to let somebody calm
down
so that you can talk about it.
We're gonna go talk to a corner, and then we're in a corner, and then we're gonna come back and do this episode.
Both of us are saying the same thing.
Ben,
You're saying you're agreeing with what I'm saying.
I will just say this, guys. There's a place we talk about. I don't know if it comes before or after. I'll just preempt it. That there's some unresolved issues before, and that's all I'll say. So he got his chance to say. And so after this, I'll go say my piece. So he just happened to say it before we started shooting. So I'm off to say. I'll tell you guys in the next episode how it goes.
First of all, I don't know what conflicts those are, so I'm yet to find out. So stay tuned on the next episode. So make sure you subscribe first. But how I felt, I mean, not really shocked, because I know with Wanjiru she doesn't pile up things under the carpet. She will solve every single thing, so I'm not I'm not shocked at all. Definitely have to talk.
Okay, how can we navigate? So do you feel like we maintain a sense of balance and equality in the relationship when there are conflicts and disagreements?
What does equality mean in this case?
Like, you're able to respect me, I'm able to respect you.
To respect you. Respectfully.
Yeah.
I think we've got into that respectful moment.
Yeah.
Kitambo is where we were. We were like teenagers.
We were very toxic. But that's what I
disrespectful.
meant. Like, I feel like we used to be very disrespectful, but now I think you are able to respect me and I'm able to respect you.
I agree.
Go to the next question.
Number 16. For this, yes or no answer will suffice.
Yes, all no. Will suffice.
Will?
Suffice. So just say it will suffice.
Okay, so let me repeat it so that Selfie maybe can edit it out.
No. Sophie, I'm keeping
For
it.
this, yes or no will suffice.
Will suffice, yeah.
Will suffice, yeah.
Did he
Suffice,
actually
guys.
say suffice?
Unaenda surface gani? For surface.
Ukiona ma drama mob. Ukiona ma drama mob. That's what happens to you.
Are there any conflicts that you've not yet addressed?
Between us? A yes or no answer will suffice. The answer is yes.
Really? Mm-hmm. I feel like I've addressed all of them. For me, it's a no.
Okay, fine.
Okay. But you need to tell me what's this grudge holding against me.
I think it's what you've said. It's rightfully what you've said, actually. That you've addressed it, I haven't addressed it. I think that's it. I think you've had your time to say what it is. I haven't had my space to say what it is.
I know where this is going.
But a yes or no will suffice, isn't it? Will suffice.
If yes, what's hindering you from addressing them?
Time. It's really just an issue of
How
time.
much time do you need?
No, I think we've just had like a very, very busy day.
Also, the beef is for today.
Yeah. The beef is for today. The problem is for today.
Can you just record this podcast the whole night and tomorrow and the whole week? And
No, but it won't affect production. Like, it's just something I'm sure we can fix. But it's just an issue of time. We haven't had time.
Okay.
And let me tell you after this,
How much time do you need?
just like 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll be done. Ama, we go fix it, then we come back, continue.
No need to come back with like a black eye.
Okay. No, ours is not violent, Ben. What are you putting onto the internet?
Peas.
What are you putting on the internet? We don't
so
fight.
We can edit that part out.
Do you have any strategies you use as a couple to check in with each other and make sure that our power dynamics are healthy and balanced, even when you are facing challenges or stress in other areas of our lives?
Do we have any power dynamics that we check in with each other once in a while just to see if the other person is okay? Like drama, unaleta tu drama even once in a while.
Do you have any strategies that we use to check in with each other and make sure that our power dynamics are healthy and balanced, even when we are facing challenges or stress? I really need to think about if we have any power dynamics between us.
I don't know, man, to be very honest.
We can keep this and come to it later.
Yeah, I don't understand that question.
Okay. That's the problem of answering questions on the spot. Okay, do you want to take this one?
No, just answer this so that if that doesn't fly.
Okay. I've put it here, though. We can come back to it. In your relationship, do you ensure that decision-making and communication are fair and equitable and that both partners feel heard and valued?
So hapo hivyo kuna, if they're fair, if the decisions
Fair
are fair
and equitable.
Fair. I mean, it depends on where you're sitting. Hard. Sometimes, yes. The other one is?
Valued.
Okay. Let me just check.
Because these are question B. I think big decisions, I think everyone gets their chance to be heard and every time we make a big decision. Big decisions like financial, like
assets.
Assets. Everyone gets a chance to sort of like PowerPoint their thinking. And we usually go with the most fair and equitable. The most logical. It doesn't matter who.
Applies with the big things.
Yeah.
And the things that make a lot of sense.
With the small things, we really do struggle. Yeah. May God help us.
Equitable, fair, partners feeling hard.
inakuanga tricky.
Valued,
Yeah.
But feeling hard
With the small things, I
feel like
found
you complain a lot about if you don't feel hard.
No, I feel like what happens with the small things, from where I sit, one person is always compromising with the small things. And I mean, it's as simple as like, and maybe it's not, just to give you an example of what I mean by small things, like, where will we go for a dinner? You might want to go here, I might want to go here. So in the small things, I feel like one person always has to compromise in the small things. Like the house, maybe you would want a certain type of couch, I would want the other. That's what I mean by the small things. But the big things, I feel like everyone, honest to God, always has their chance, unless you feel differently.
The couch is going to be put in the small things.
Oh, you feel like that's a bad thing?
My spine.
No, I'm sorry.
Okay, it's okay. The couch is okay. So I think on the small things,
someone always has to compromise.
But in the big things, definitely logic takes the day.
Yeah, whoever the logic is coming from.
Yeah. Do you think you've created a safe and respectful space for discussing needs, desires, boundaries in the relationship?
I think you've created a safe space for me. I don't know if you feel.
For real?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I think it's a safe space.
Do you feel like I've created a safe space for you?
You have.
I think you have created a safe space for me. It's your turn.
Yeah, this is how you're asking it. Do you feel like I've created
No, that's not what I'm asking it.
That's question number 1. In previous relationships, what are signs you saw that led you to acknowledge power imbalances in the relationship?
Yeah, as simple as somebody saying my decision doesn't matter most because I'm the woman.
Hey, you've been through it, man. Tell me about it.
Like, it's just someone who's saying, now say you're dating. You're
Where
like,
did you get
hey,
this
ukona
herbalist?
balls.
Where did you get this herbalist?
No, so it's just one of those things. Like you feel like someone, I've had relationships where someone is saying like, his decision is the one that even though it's like the most rubbish thinking I've ever had in my life. But someone is like, oh, because I'm the man, we're going to go with that.
Oh, for real?
Mm-hmm.
I'd say power imbalances. No, I think I picked up this strong thing from my mom.
Your mom is very strong.
Very strong-headed as well. And whenever I'd feel like we're having these power imbalances, I'd always come out alive. And that would be a serious source of conflict. So, yes, I've noticed some of them, but they were a serious source of conflict, especially if you're dealing with somebody who's totally unreasonable.
So for you, you're the one who's kind of like having the higher.
No, really. Me, I'm really about the balance. I'm not for anyone should have the higher.
I think so
Because
too.
at the end of the day, you guys are coming in to become one. And if you're coming on to become one, does it really become one if one is higher over the other? Then that means this one is swallowing the other. I think if both of you are coming to form one unit, there should be that level of respect where you see each other as
one. Do you think that's something you have always been like that? Or it's something that you had to develop depending on the people that you are dating, in the sense that I know you've struggled with like always feeling like you're the man, like and I know like sometimes the comments on the podcast would make you feel like, am I man enough? You're questioning yourself. So so when you get such kind of comments, does that make you feel like I need to do more to assert my kind of like this power as a man?
No, really. The comments were not necessarily on my masculinity. They were more of my thought on this. So starting to see that other people have different kinds of thoughts to this was like, I can't believe it was like a whole new world for me, that there are people who look at life like this. Like, for example, the herbalist used to date who used to tell you that you can't give an opinion because you're a woman. It's a weird kind of thing, I guess.
And comments like, because I've seen them, I don't know if you've seen them, like Ben umekaliba or something like that.
There are people who say that. No, I rarely check comments.
Do those get to you?
I could care less.
Okay.
Saa zingine pia ni vizuri unakaliwa. Kwani ukitoka gym na unaumwa na mgongo. What do you want, man? Somebody step on your back for you to be straight.
This a time somebody said ati nakwanga nimekukalia, alafu ukarespond ukasema ati sasa demu yako akiwa amesimama unataka tu ashinde amesimama si akukalie.
I said, wait, I respond like that.
Yeah, it was really funny. It was really funny. Yeah, but it's good to see in Europe.
I mean, your masculinity is not shaken by such things, to be honest.
All right, number 12. Do you think that your current power dynamics contribute to codependency or unhealthy attachment patterns in your relationship?
I'd say codependency, because there are things I depend on you for. There are things that if you don't do them, in fact, projects or whenever I involve you in something that I'm doing,
and we don't agree,
it starts to look very good.
Yeah.
But whenever I kick you out, sometimes I can do it.
Yeah.
But you can really sense some loopholes here and there.
I think for me it's a codependency in the sense that because we operate so much as a unit and like decisions we make as one. So if you don't co-sign on a decision, I'm unable to move. And so it's until we are operating as one, that's when I'll be able to move.
Yeah. Plus, for me, that was one of the things that I didn't want to negotiate in life. I always say that when I get married, I want to have somebody that we work together. If we are making a decision, we have to make it together. Like we move together.
Yeah.
Because I have seen what the opposite can also do. It just slows you guys down in a serious way, believe it or not.
And actually, question A is an interesting one. How have you ensured that your power dynamics do not contribute to codependency or unhealthy attachment patterns in our relationship? I don't know. I don't think our codependency is the bad kind of codependency. It's the one where I don't want to make this investment if Ben doesn't agree on it. So I would rather hold off on it until we are at least on the same page. Or if we are not on the same page about this, can we find an alternative that both of us can at least agree to?
Yeah.
So I don't think for me, I look at it as it's not the unhealthy kind of codependency for me.
Yeah.
It's the healthy kind of codependency where I don't want to make these decisions. And especially, I think for us, when we're talking about this, we're talking about the big decisions, not the what are we going to eat. The big decisions, I don't want to do that if there's
But I feel like even the small decisions sometimes can get very sensitive to people as well, not just us. But yes, I think, have I cut you short?
No, proceed.
Because I think what it does is that if we're not agreeing on something, and let's say at that time it's still a bit tense, we always give each other time. Then later on you can bring in your facts. For example, I've been trying to pitch to you that maybe it's time for us to consider saloon cars, and you just have never bought into that idea. You believe SUVs are what everybody else should be driving.
No, you're lying.
It's true.
No, because
like
I say we get SUV is a priority. After that, we can consider saloon cars. I have no problem with that. I'm just saying it's about the timing. Can we get an SUV first and then a saloon car? So it's not like I don't want one.
Yeah, comme ça. But yeah, so I think it's that where you also give the other person time to just go sit down, bring logic. Like now when you argue it like that, it makes sense.
Yeah.
And then at some point, that sense will not make sense to me. And then I'll come back, then you will recharge me with it again. Because I'm like, just go for the small one, it's cheaper. And the many options.
No, but I make sense though as well. In the sense that I don't want to. The reason why I want an SUV is because I don't want to buy another huge car when you think about kids.
You do make sense.
So I'm like, for a second car, which is not far off, then we can consider a saloon car.
You do make sense.
In what ways have your past relationships or experiences with power and control influenced the way you approach power dynamics in your current relationship?
Most of them are extremely emotional. To super emotional. So even on this one, I'm normally very keen to notice when emotion is being brought into the picture.
But how have that and control influenced?
See, now I'm saying I become very keen to noticing when a decision is emotional. So whenever something just takes the direction of emotions, I'm just like, okay.
I think for me, for a long time, because of like now, like that relationship of feeling like your decision is less than just because you're a woman, I found myself like in this relationship, is he saying no just because like he needs to assert his authority as a man? Yeah. So like it's just one of those masculine things that a man has to feel like he's leading something. So he's just looking down on my decision because it's because I'm a woman and I had to learn you because Ben does not view things like that. He's really just a pretty logical guy, except when the serpent whispers in his ears. And whispers masculine toxicity.
Can I say the same about you?
Sometimes, yeah. I'm no angel. But I think I've come to learn that you...
Did you just say the serpent?
Yeah, whispers in your ear. But I think most times, it would be like 1 in a million times that you do that. Like, it's very rare that you do that. Almost never. But I had to learn that you're pretty different. And like this kind of like activist placard that I walk around with, saying that you need to listen to me because I'm a woman.
There's no funding here.
And really, it's just a logic issue. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
You're next.
Is it me? Mm-hmm. So I don't know what's the power dynamics here between us and the viewers at home, but please just subscribe. Like, it will not change anything. Just subscribe.
Let's make this balance. We give you the content, you subscribe.
Let's get to 100K.
Yeah.
Please, let's be logical here. Have you created a shared vision for the future of your relationship that takes into account each partner's strength and interest and avoids creating competition or hierarchy? Please give an example showing something taking Ben's account and Wanjiru's account. Oh, yeah. I really like pushing you. For example, I've told you to create a communications company. I feel like you can be a good comms person. The way I push you. Am I answering this question the right way?
I don't think so. Because that's a personal vision. That's not a shared vision between us. It's not even a vision for myself. It's a vision you have for me. It's not even a personal vision for myself. For so what's a shared vision? I'll give the ones that are internet friendly because we talk a lot about it. I think like, say the car we want to buy. I have my specifications. Ben knows those specifications and he gets to decide the model, taking into account my specifications. And I think we found a really nice balance between my needs and your desires, your non-negotiables, because he's more knowledgeable in that field. And I think we're at a good place now.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
God help us. Yeah.
Okay, so that's an example of a shared vision. Okay. I don't know about. I rarely ever step into the space of like the house or where we want to live next. Like, where you want to take us, just take us. You want us to go to Nanyuki? You'll tell me how we'll commute on a daily basis.
I think that's a good example because I think it's the rest. I don't think I want to talk about here. The car is a good one.
Each person's strength and interest to avoid creating a sense of competition or hierarchy. But even with the Joyride, for example, I feel like everybody knows where their strengths and their weaknesses lie. We hardly ever compete for attention because, first of all, I feel like you don't want it.
So that leaves a lot for you.
I feel like you're not into it, like it's not something we compete about. We hardly ever compete. In fact, the thing we fight about the most is like maybe you're not posting, like you don't want to collaborate on all posts.
Yeah, because like, what is this? A joint account? It's really like, do you know how many collab posts we do with Ben? Ben Psycho and Wanjiru. So I have to go remove those collaborations because I would like to have my Instagram to be just about me as well.
I generally just like posting more because it gives me more content. That means I get more followers, but it's really nothing. If I know she doesn't like posting a lot, so that's really, I really could not care much about it. The reason why sometimes we even collab is because we can't just be posting the same content. If I post, let's say, a J-Quad reel and she's also posting a J-Quad reel, people who follow me most probably also follow her, so it will not be new anymore. So that's the only reason why sometimes we have to collab. But if it was up to her, she would just have her pages with just vibes, themes, sunlight, flowers, herself. Wanjiru. Yeah.
Especially someone like Ben who really values like creating, not really creating content because I value it as well. But for Ben, he takes it more seriously. So for me, I was always like, and he does send some underlying messages. Like there's a cartoon he uses or some words he says, like he doesn't, when I ask him if he can collab on a post, he's like, well, are you just going to remove me after a few months? So it was kind of sensitive. But the thing I feel like because of the content we do at the Joyride, we have to collab a lot. And so sometimes I just want my Instagram to be just something that's me and not Ben Psycho Anjiru, Ben Psycho Anjiru, Ben Psycho Anjiru all the time. So that was the thinking behind it. Not that I have any deeper feelings.
Yeah, we hardly ever compete about things because it's like I feel like we also like different things, you know? We generally like different things sometimes, and everybody knows where they're strong at. So,
and I think it's a blessing to be so aligned that I know where you lie, your strengths lie. Even if you look away from the work things, even the home things, if you look at the future, everyone knows where their strengths are. Everyone leans on that strength, and I've never viewed you as like you're trying to dominate or anything like that. It's always what's good for the karaoke's.
Question 13, answer at the same time. On a scale of 1 to 10, how successful have you been at maintaining a sense of balance and mutual respect, even when you're facing external pressures or challenges that may impact power dynamics, such as work, stress, or family obligations? On a scale of 1 to 10, how successful have you been at maintaining a sense of balance and mutual respect? Let's go. 3, 2, 1, 9.
9. I was going to say 8. I was going to say 8.
And then
8.
you felt unakomtiaji.
Yeah, no, but then I said 8 because there's always room for improvement. But I think we have a very good sense of mutual respect. But I also recognize that maybe this conversation is something maybe that we're having pretty early on, considering we've been married 2 years, less than 2 years. There are no kids in play. I know that changes dynamics. So this is just very early on in our relationship. So I think we have a sense of respect. It's not like we're not too far down where there are heavy investments involved. There are kids involved.
Kuna shamba Narok ya vitungu.
It's not. I recognize also that we're pretty young to have this conversation. So then we're at an 8. And I hope
I also think I also believe whenever we have something sensitive, we just talk about it in black and white.
Yeah.
Just talk about it.
Lay the cards on the table.
Yeah. Talk about it. Do you feel like people are coming at you this way? Do you feel like this is the direction? Does it affect the way you're thinking? It's in black and white.
I think maybe we could have a part 2 somewhere down the line, a few years from now.
Yeah. Let's see how that works.
All right.
When kids are involved now.
Yeah. In your relationship, do you think that you have broken down gender stereotypes and expectations that may be present in your relationship and created a more equal partnership?
You know what?
In our relationship, do you think that we have broken down gender stereotypes and expectations that may be present in your relationship and created a more equal partnership?
I think we have.
I think we have too.
I think we have in a lot of aspects in 360, how we do things at home,
how we
we invest together, how we spend our
work
money
together, spend money together. Yeah.
Spend our money. It's. I think we've broken those stereotypes, and I think it's a beautiful. Me, I like it this way.
Yeah, even I like our dynamic.
I like it this way. I know people have their own preferences, and I respect everyone's preferences. I'm not saying that this is the gospel truth, but I like it this way.
Yeah,
fine.
Me too.
Yeah.
Don't praise this. What we're gonna fight before this. Anyway, in this or previous relationships, what are some potential challenges that have arisen from differences in gender, age, or socio-economic status?
What are some of the
potential challenges that have arisen from differences in gender, age, or socio-economic status, and how did you navigate them?
Give us an example.
See me, the one I was giving, like this guy was thinking that just because I'm a woman, we'll just go with whatever he says.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let me see. In this reasons as a result of age, gender, these challenges that I used to face at this time.
Potential challenges
that have arisen at this time. Was it healthy and a respectful way?
Was it healthy? No. Was it respectful? No.
I'd say socioeconomic when now you can't afford to do some things, unasomewa for being broke. No, imagine ukisomewa for being broke because the world, not like anakusomea, but there's a way
you're made to feel.
Yeah, you know, so it's like you can't afford this because pia wewe nawe ulienda ukatia mademu mababi kwa nini?
But was it genuinely, or like, were they doing something that was making you feel that way, or it was your own insecurity that maybe they would ask some assistance from you, and because you couldn't give it to them because of maybe where you are in life, you felt like, oh, I'm just trash?
I'm actually looking, it's across the board. Like, I'm trying to look at even some of the relationships that I had even before campus or during that campus period. There were some that were like that.
Okay.
You were made to feel like that.
Pole.
Thanks, fam.
Pole.
Actually, I'm the one who should be telling you, Paul. It must be hard.
I disposed to them.
Getting the
dispose.
How can we work together to create a relationship that's based on collaboration, mutual support, and shared goals, rather than a sense of competition or hierarchy?
I think working on yourself, first of all, just like being secure in who you are. If you're a strong mamas, you're a strong mamas. There's nothing you can do about it. And I think just this idea that all men are just out to curtail your freedom and make you like this domesticated woman, I don't think that's true for every man. I've met a man here who really doesn't care for such things. And I think I had to unlearn that not every man just wants to domesticate me and just leave me in the kitchen. There are men out there who lean on your strengths as a woman, lean on your strengths in the workplace and want to grow that. So I think there's a lot of working on yourself. For you?
I think it's also just recognizing that some people are just gifted different. People are gifted differently, man. There's no need for you to cut. If, let's say, like, your wife is a strong athlete and she runs, you can't try and slow her down. Okay, I'm trying to run with her. Like, it doesn't make sense. but you just have to let her blossom in that department. And the best thing you can do is try and see how you can support her in other ways without necessarily being threatened by that. That's a gift she has.
Yeah.
It's permanent, you know.
Yeah.
Or I also see in our industry, musicians, you know, and you see that their husbands are really behind them. They're supporting them fully.
Doing managerial jobs.
Those brands end up being super successful.
Yeah.
And that's such a beautiful thing.
Recognizing and honing that gift.
Yeah, like, don't be threatened by that, you know. But also it takes
takes a lot of work.
But it also takes a lot from the lady as well not to look down on the man because she feels like she's the one carrying the gift or something like that.
Hence why I think working on yourself that is very, very important.
Super
important.
Super crazy. Have you been in a relationship that was based on competition or hierarchy rather than mutual support and shared goals?
Hierarchy I have been. I've talked about it in this one.
I don't know if I have been in a relationship. I'm just trying to think.
Maybe you are the one who was propagating hierarchy.
Maybe I was the toxic one.
Maybe you were.
Comment.
Yeah. Ako hata sijui Wanjiru anasurvive aje.
Kuna hadi podcast.
Maybe you are the one who was propagating it.
Yeah.
If they were the ones sitting here, they would be saying some.
A different story, yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm a changed person.
Yeah,
now.
he is, guys. People grow and evolve. Yeah. Hizi questions zilikuwa refu. In relation to what Georgie said about moving up in career, earning more money, etc., and the impact that has on relationships, what are some ways you have fostered a sense of mutual respect and trust, even when you have different levels of power or influence in certain areas of your lives?
What are some of the
ways that we have fostered a sense of mutual respect and trust, even when we have different levels of power or influence in certain areas of our lives?
I think first, respect is a big deal. Then number two, we've tried to buy into each other's vision. So for example, if tomorrow Maua is bought by Gucci, best believe.
Niwa uta sign on my behalf.
They're like a needy child.
Ben will quit the Joyride. You'll never hear of Ben anymore.
I mean, it's because it's something I believe in, first of all, and I've bought into. And as you've said clearly, we're still very young. So maybe we need to have this conversation 10 years from now.
Yeah.
But how I see it as per this moment is that I would, it's not something that would shake me. I'd be very, very happy.
Let me take you back a little bit. And I don't know if it's something you want to talk about. When we were dating, I had, content was working for me So I was more recognizable than you were. There was more money that was flowing in my bank account.
Brand 100.
Yeah, in my bank account than it was for you. So how do you want to talk about that first of all?
Yeah.
Okay. So how did we then maintain different levels of power or influence? How did we maintain still that mutual respect and love?
I really wasn't. But now speaking of bank account, do you know it's until when I started having money in my bank account when they started wishing me happy birthday?
I started wishing you.
No, when the bank started sending me happy birthday. Those clowns never used to send me happy birthday.
And now you know you need to move.
When I put in money, that's when they were like, okay, this guy is serious. But they've never sent me happy birthday. So how I look at it, I also had my own vision. You know, it's not like I'm solely depending on yours. I also have my own vision that I'm chasing.
It's just that it's taken a bit of time.
I'm in my plan as well. So yours works. God bless you. And I was happy that yours was working. You know, at least something around me was working. You know,
and it served sort of like as an inspiration.
It did actually, believe it or not, it did. And here we are now.
And genuinely, I think that's what pushed you into content more because you saw it working for someone so close to you.
I would never have done content.
Yeah, you wouldn't have the band that you have right now if I wasn't inspiring him. If I wasn't inspiring him,
I would never have done this thing.
Yeah, so I think that buying into each other's vision really, really helps.
Really, how you've taken that glory. If I wasn't inspiring, even like a proud teacher.
No, but I also bought into your vision and I understood that for real, it's just a matter of time before Ben takes off.
Yeah.
All right. In this or previous relationships, how have you handled situations where one partner may have financial or professional power than the other, and did you ensure that the power differential does not create resentment or imbalance in the relationship?
Actually, come to think of it, I think you're the first person I was with who now had like more success than I was.
What are you doing? Did people inspire you, Ben?
Coming to look at it, maybe I was the toxic one.
Maybe all along, Ben has made it look on this podcast time and time again that his exes were the toxic ones.
No, don't defend them. But I also believe I was very toxic to a good extent. I
think for me, I'll speak for our relationship. I genuinely believed in you, Ben, and in your hard work. I mean, sometimes, again, when you were doing Bomba and you're just like, what?
Go add more views. You know, every time you mention Bomba, people go
sioni gold upper. But like, I really just believed in the overall vision. And though like something like Bomba, I didn't believe in it, it was just, I know it was just part of the vision. So it's just like a really difficult stop on our journey to the vision.
Shoot.
I was. And I'm telling you, we were in the car with Nyawera asking ourselves, what is happening?
This is real. And you won't ask yourself if this is real.
What is real?
If see, at that time, you seemed very happy being there.
But that's what support is called, Ben.
And you didn't like that song?
Yeah.
And you never told me?
But that's what support is, showing up for your people, even if you don't understand what they're doing. I still showed up for you. But look at where you are now. Because I think it's that constant like trial and error that led you to things like Tawala.
That's cool.
Yeah. So you just believe.
So Bomba is a song that I've done on YouTube, and I thought it was going to be the biggest dance song of that generation. What you think and what is the reality sometimes are very different, and that the latter is what happened. But at that time, I knew I knew it wasn't her taste of it wasn't her cup of tea, because also with 10 there was a kind of music that she liked, and that was not her kind of music. So I was actually surprised that she liked it. So I thought, like, now maybe that she likes it, maybe even the urban people are gonna like it. Kumbe alikuwa ananidanganya. And now you see, the urban people never liked it as well. So I got the wrong feedback from the onset, and that's why people just need to be honest. Just tell me you don't like this so that I know where to categorize you. That was terrible. May God fight for me. Let me take this big one so that I waste your time, guys, by going through it. Now, when we have... Okay. Ben, do you think that both 10 feels empowered to make decisions and have an agency in relationship rather than feeling like you're always in control? I feel so. I believe so. I believe I've empowered you.
We fight about so many things, Ben.
Yeah.
But when it comes to decision making,
yeah,
my point will be heard by you.
Because you're quite chaotic sometimes, eh? On the small things. In this or previous relationship, has there been instances where one partner has been made to feel small?
You really meant it when you said waste our time. Really.
It's how naturally it came small. Umesikia?
Nilisikia.
Oh, hey. Hii imetoka kama inoro bana. Akanega ito kahorere zimo.
Would you take a shot, Nora?
If it's paying well and it has that Mount Kenya
You'd
audience.
speak that
Of
Kikuyu.
course, yeah. Yeah, they're shining, yeah? Hey.
There's one you really like. You even watch on TikTok. Kameme, is it Kameme? The two guys.
Kameme, yeah, Kameme Drive Show.
Yeah,
Kameme
yeah.
Drive Show. Those guys
You would do that
the
one?
best. They are the best. Those
You would do
people-
that show.
I would do it.
Yeah?
Those people are funny. Those people are...
Let me tell you something,
They're
Ben.
funny in a way I can't even comprehend.
I would be driving you. I would be dropping you off.
Because like when you're a media personality in Central, there's a very almost 80% chance you will be elected as a politician. All the politicians that you know.
When you have political ambitions.
No, I don't have. But I mean, if you just find yourself at Mount Kenya, Allah.
I mean, what's a deputy president?
Yeah, it is yo. In this or previous relationship, have there been instances where one partner has been made to feel small or significant due to power dynamics? This is more about you, actually.
I have talked about it, guys. I've said it.
Okay.
They're happening.
Have there been instances where one partner has been dismissive of the other person's ideas? What do you think hindered you from creating more support? Have there been instances where
You really
one
meant
partner...
it.
Yeah.
You really meant it about wasting our time.
Have there been instances where one partner has been dismissive or critical of the other person's opinions or ideas? Do you feel like I'm dismissive of your ideas?
You're not dismissive. I mean, sometimes when we're in conflict and like I'm trying to be reasonable, you'll just dismiss me as emotional. But let me tell you, I usually have a counter for you. Hadi unafanya nini?
And what's the counter?
See, that's just between us. But
Do you feel like you're emotional sometimes?
Oh, yes. Yes.
So I'm normally right.
But not every time. Like, everything you say, you're just emotional. You're just emotional.
I don't say it in everything.
No, Ben, Kwanzaa. Especially Kwanzaa when it's that time of the month. Like, everything I raise will be dismissed as emotional. Everything I raise. Until we had to have a sit down and we were like, you cannot use that against me.
Okay.
But by and large, you're not dismissive.
Okay.
You have your moments, but you're not naturally you're not a dismissive person.
Okay. Are you dismissive? No.
Okay.
You're not dismissive. Because you take feedback very serious. Like, wow, is that what you think? Let's talk about it. I'm like, I didn't want to talk about it.
I really want to be just the best version of myself for you.
Nice story, Ishe. What do you
And then
think?
it goes down to your childhood.
Yeah, now we have to talk,
Oh God, I love it here.
Has hindered? Yeah, you really love talking about these deep things, these emotional addresses.
I almost feel like sometimes you don't raise issues so that you don't go down that rabbit hole.
Like, it's really not true. I think, like Mercedes is already having a bad weekend.
I don't need to introspect.
I don't want to think about my life. What do you think has hindered you from and how creating a more supportive partner and validating environment? I think that one doesn't apply to us. Okay? Are there any areas where one partner may be more susceptible? Let me just repeat it. Are there any areas where one partner is more susceptible? Susceptible.
Yeah.
Are there any areas where one partner may be more susceptible to manipulation or control? And if so, how can you work together to create a sense of safety and truth in this situation?
I think it boils down again from where I sit. If you have insecurities about being a man, you'll always want to assert that. And that will lead to some form of manipulation. Because you just want to appear as I'm the And if I have my own insecurities that you're just out to domesticate me and I don't want to be domesticated, I'll always just
like a goat, like you're a goat or a sheep.
I'll always just be ready to fight anything that you tell me.
Okay.
Because again, I just have this like huge fear that I just don't want to be reduced to just cooking and washing the house 24/7. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not that it's a bad thing, it's just not for Anjiru. No, not for Anjiru. Not that it's a bad thing. It's just not for Anjiru. So it's just to, I think if you work on yourself and work through some of those insecurities, it could make it easier.
Let me ask you, between me and you, who's more manipulative though?
I would say none.
There's nobody who's manipulative. We're all just genuine guys. Nobody's more calm.
Some of us know how to get around situations. They're more strategic. I would call it strategic.
You call it strategic placing.
Yeah, like some people would think far and know how to work that to get what it's strategic.
I told you, if I get babies who are like
As
you,
strategic.
I will be in a lot of trouble.
I mean, it's just strategic, Ben. It's not
Let's
really
call
much.
it strategy for this.
Yeah.
Strategy is the Greek word for manu
No,
and
I'm not.
strategy.
No,
There's
it's
a
just
connection
strategic.
there.
So, and I wish that he had expounded on it. Can he come for this one? Can he be seated here for this one? Because I think what he means by manipulative is, that's why I want him to be here, because I don't want it to seem like, can he come? Can we do this confessional together?
Sure.
Ben? So, come. We need to do this confessional together. So for this confessional, I'd like Ben here, because Wambaire asked, you said strategic. No, I said strategic. You said manipulative. How did it feel for me for you to think that I'm manipulative? And I think why I wanted you here is because there has to be a clarification. I feel like there's a clarification. It's not the bad kind of manipulation. So when Ben says manipulation, he means like, I'll know he's going to the gym and I want to go, say, somewhere. I want to go to Sarit.
Yeah.
So I will think about that he needs to go to the gym. And so I'll say, why don't we go to Sarit first, grab this thing that you wanted to grab after the gym, and then now come back to the gym while we're going home. That's what he meant by, is that still manipulation or it's just strategic?
I think it's a soft manipulation.
So I don't think it's the one that I use your feelings against you.
It's not the toxic.
So strategic versus manipulation. I don't think it's the kind of manipulation where I take his feelings and I use them to sabotage or like use it to my advantage. It's just a thing of like, I know he's going to the gym and I want to go to Sarit first. So I'll tell him like, let's go to Sarit, grab that thing that you wanted to grab after the gym. And then we can go back to the gym as we're going home. So it's just kujua kumaneuver the streets. In this or previous relationship, have there been instances where one partner has felt resentful or angry towards the other due to power dynamics? I was resentful. If a previous relationship, how did it play out? It ended.
But were you allowed at least to have 3 meals a day?
It was not like one of those Netflix documentaries people watch where you're in a cave.
To get worried.
No, Ben. If a current relationship, how was it resolved? I don't think. In this relationship?
Right. No, I don't think so.
Okay. In a previous, for you, how did it play out?
I told you I was the manipulative one. Maybe because I've not been in your situation.
So you're saying essentially for part 3 of this, for part 2, we do it with your exes. Then for part 3 is when we'll do it 10 years from now.
How terrible I was.
Yeah.
I was a bad person. I don't think I was a bad person as well. 10.
Yes.
Have there been instances where Ben has been more reluctant to communicate or express his needs? And if so, how have you created a safe and supportive environment where both of you feel comfortable sharing your thoughts and feelings, and vice versa for Ben?
Have there been instances where you were unable to communicate?
Yeah.
I don't think Ben amaishinda kusema what's on his mind. Like if it's on his mind, it just comes out. He's just chilling. He doesn't even care what the timing. It will just come out.
Yeah.
So, and I think vice versa also for me.
I think all of us, both of us are like that. Like, hakuna mtu mnyonge kwa hii relationship.
Yeah.
And it's a very interesting dynamic.
It's so interesting because we've both had to learn to live with each other like that.
Yeah. So let us know how.
There's this one question.
Oh, there's one that we didn't answer.
Yeah.
Okay, you ask it.
And I don't think we still have the answer. Do you have any strategies that we use as a couple to check in with each other and make sure that our power dynamics are healthy and balanced, even when we are facing challenges or stress in other areas of our lives? I think we communicate a lot. When you're dismissing me as probably being emotional, I have to maybe sit you down and probably just logicalize.
Can you ask guys on social media if you're in a relationship, if you're a lady, do you feel like your guy dismisses you as emotional sometimes and it's just unnecessarily? Please let us know in the comment section so we know if it's a common thing or it's not.
It's just for us.
Yeah, maybe we're weird, you know.
So are there any other strategies that we use to check in with each other?
To be honest, I don't feel like we struggle with power play. And that's why sometimes that...
How do we make sure they're healthy and balanced then?
Logic. I mean, of course, sometimes you can't solve things at the heat of the moment. And I'm talking about the ones that get really intense. You get intense, you go. Tomorrow you come back again. Or sometimes if you bring up the conversation and both of you are happy. Both of you are laughing. Now, as I was saying, yeah? And then when you see it's getting intense, until you get to a place where logic
can win.
Can win, or whatever makes sense can win.
Or whatever is
Sometimes
good for the relationship.
Go beyond and ask yourself, what are the fears behind this person stopping this? Or what are some of the fears that why this guy is also pushing for this more than the other person?
Yeah.
Do you think so?
Yeah. A lot of communication also. We talk a lot. Like,
oh, you like that.
If you feel like I'm trying to come off as like this insecure woman, you're very quick to point that out. And like, I've also noticed what helps is talking about it like in a different kind of setting. I think the therapist gave me that trait. Like there was a conversation. I felt like there was a bit of power play between us.
Yeah.
And especially because of the gender thing. And the therapist and it was really just me thinking that it's a power play thing, that you're trying to assert your authority as a man. But when we actually talked about it, we realized it was me processing my own things. And so the therapist was like, you know what, you need to take him out for lunch, have a conversation, have it this way. And when we did that, we realized it was just all in my mind. Yeah. And so I was just acting out.
So like you can change the environment, like maybe have the discussion at a police station to demonstrate how much you've caged me. You're caging me. You know?
Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. We hope you enjoyed. As we said, we're just 1 year and some change married. So maybe this conversation would make a little bit more sense 10 years down the line when there are a lot of factors that have played out.
Back to it.
Yeah. Can you imagine we're talking about Joyriders 10 years from now?
Yeah,
I wonder where we'll be shooting from.
It's going to be happening.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Any last words?
Let us know how power dynamics affect you guys, and especially that question for being emotional. Let us also know it in the comment section. Remember to subscribe. Watch out for the next episode. This is Joyriders Podcast. This year we want to get to 100K. We want to get that silver YouTube plaque. So please, we can't get it by breaking into YouTube offices and stealing it.
We only get it by 100K subscribers.
It won't make sense, and we might be arrested, and then now we will never shoot again. Now, to avoid all this drama,
let's just subscribe.
Please.
See you guys on the next one. Bye.